Hi, I'm Danielle. Welcome to my perfume journal. On my channel, I talk about the perfumes in my collection, perfumes I'm sampling, pages from my perfume journal, and I also share videos on how I manage being a passionate perfume enthusiast on a budget. So if that sounds interesting to you, I thank you for watching and for being here. Almost every weekend, I set a perfume tray, and so whenever I can, I share what I wore the previous week and what I'm planning on wearing for the upcoming week. I don't stick to my perfume tray 100% all the time, but I do like the little routine of shopping my collection every weekend to make sure all of my perfumes are getting some love throughout the year. So last week, I didn't wear a lot of different perfumes, but the ones that I did wear, I really enjoyed. I wore Ardenbeauty from Elizabeth Arden, which is an easy wearing, affordable, fresh floral with some interesting notes of lotus, orchid, and ginger. So it's a fresh floral with just a hint of spice. And I'm still kind of getting to know this one, so I will report back again on it as I continue to wear it. I used to have a bottle of Bianco Latte from Giardini di Toscana, but before I gave it away to my sister-in-law, I kept back about 5 ml because every once in a while I like to revisit some of my decluttered perfumes to see if I have changed my mind about the scent. And it turns out with Bianco Latte, I have not. I don't think it's actually the sweetness of it that doesn't work for me. I like some sweet perfumes and gourmands, but this just isn't one of them. And I think this time I figured out why that is. So I wore this perfume one day, and 3 days later, my car still smelled like Bianco Latte. And I don't love perfumes that last this long. When perfumes have like fixatives in them that make them last a really long time, I have learned that they kind of turn me off. So I think that's really it. It's not the vanilla, it's not the caramel, it's not the sweetness in this. I think it's the materials that lend to this level of longevity. I actually had two other perfumes from Giardini di Toscana that I impulse bought on vacation one year, and they are also gone. And now that I think about it, I think I really understand why. I think it's the materials that make these perfumes last forever. But I definitely see why this line works for people who like their perfumes to last a really long time. I also wore my sample of Les Nuits from Astier de Villatte that Ivette sent me, and I love it just as much as I did the first time I tried it and more. It is rose, patchouli, and iris. It's very vintagey, it's kind of dusty smelling, and it is just super high quality. I think that a bottle of perfume may be going on my wish list. A few more wears to be sure because this is a pricey one, but this is one that I would definitely consider saving up my pennies for, or like drop some strong hints to my husband that maybe this would be a good gift. And there were two perfumes last week that I could not get enough of. The first was my sample of Incarnata from Anatole Lebreton, a decant that I purchased as I am currently obsessed with finding a perfume that smells exactly like L'Oreal Color Riche lipstick. And while this perfume still doesn't smell to me exactly like that particular lipstick, there is no denying the vintage waxy lipstick accord that like bursts onto the scene in the opening of this perfume. The second I spray it, I cannot get my arm up to my nose fast enough to smell it. Now, the thing is that intensely lipsticky scent doesn't last in this perfume, and the more I've been wearing it and getting to know it, the more I am getting big red cinnamon gum after the initial like vintage Avon lipstick opening fades out. And sticks of gum do have like a little bit of waxiness to them. And then there's something kind of cinnamony about this perfume that's coming out to me. So this perfume has continued to grow on me this week. I'm learning lots of new things about it, and I'm going to keep wearing my decant before I decide, is it going on the wish list or is a decant just enough? Either way, this perfume is wonderful stuff. And finally, last week, I could not stop reaching for a perfume that I saw the wonderful Wendi from Wendi's Parade of Perfumes talking about. I love Wendi. I love her channel. I love her videos. I love her whole vibe. She's so authentic. and she is someone who talks about the perfumes in her collection that she loves and that she's wearing. And I have learned from watching her and chatting with her that we have very, very similar tastes. So I took the plunge on blind buying a perfume she talked about that sounded fantastic to me. And indeed, it is. It is the pretty round bottle with the pretty pearlescent cap. It's Luminous from La Perla. This is a really, really simple note list. It's ambrette, jasmine, cedar. That's it. And it is a wonderful, clean, woody floral. It is perfect to wear every single day. It has a little tiny bit of citrusiness in the composition. And I would say so far that this is one of my favorite discoveries of the year. And I have Wendi to thank for it. Thank you, Wendi. I love this perfume so, so, so much. Okay, so that was everything I wore from last week. And here is my tray for the upcoming week. I am leaving Luminous on the tray because I'm obsessed with it at the moment. And I may very well just end up wearing this every single day. Oh, and also, this perfume literally has, I am not exaggerating, the best atomizer of any perfume in my entire collection and any perfume that I've ever tried. The perfume comes out of the atomizer in the finest mist. It is absolutely perfect. I love when a perfume has a really good atomizer, and this one is the best. So then for fun, I went to the Parfumo profiler of my collection and I pulled up all of the perfumes that Parfumo categorizes as fall perfumes. And according to Parfumo, 30% of my collection are fall perfumes. So I pulled a bunch of those for this week. So first up, I'm putting Stash Unspoken on the tray. I haven't worn it in a while, so I wanted to give this one some love. Stash Unspoken's a fruity floral with quince and honeysuckle and some wisteria, but then it also has a fall-like creamy woody base with sandalwood, tonka, and frankincense. It sort of fits into the same category as Burberry Brit for me, minus the tart lime in the opening. And when it comes to strength and longevity, perfumes like this are pretty much where I like to be. I'll get about like 6 hours of being able to smell them in the air all around me, and that's just perfect. So Stash Unspoken is the first perfume on the tray this week. I am also going to wear this mini roller ball of Invite Only Amber 23 from Kayali. So I don't keep up with all of the Kayali releases, but I do know that they are super duper popular. And honestly, I do think a lot of their perfumes are very good quality and pretty well priced. So of course, the ones that I liked were discontinued: Musk 12, Invite Only Amber, Deja Vu White Flower. But the news is out that some of these perfumes are coming back, and it sounds like they're starting with Musk 12. It might actually already be out. This is being like royally hyped up on social media, like all of their perfumes usually are. And the thing is, I actually think that Kayali's marketing campaigns are super fun. So Invite Only Amber is a really good amber perfume, in my opinion. It's warm and it's spicy. It's a little bit chocolatey, nutty, and it has a little tiny hint of florals in it. So I'm going to wear this week to see if it makes me want to nab a bottle of it when it gets released again. I am going to revisit Perle de Lalique this week. I haven't worn this one in like ages, so I want to give this one some attention. I bought this one on Claire Smith's recommendation a while ago when I was looking for perfumes that were sort of in the neighborhood of the discontinued Midnight Poison, and she recommended Perle de Lalique. So just like Midnight Poison, this perfume is a beautiful rose patchouli with more pepperiness in the opening and then powderiness in the dry down from some tonka and iris. So I'm really excited to wear this one again this week. I am putting the gorgeous Shalimar L'Essence on the tray this week for evenings, the softest of all of the Shalimar flankers I've tried so far, with a big extra dose of vanilla. It's a warm and buttery Shalimar for the 100th anniversary celebration of the perfume. And one of the things I love about wearing Shalimar at night is waking up to the dry down scent of that perfume on my night clothes and in my sheets. There is nothing like that first whiff of a beautiful perfume when you wake up in the morning and it's one of the reasons that I love wearing perfumes to bed. And finally, I'm putting this sample of Un Bois Vanilla from Serge Lutens on my tray that the wonderful Ivette sent to me. She is literally my perfume sample fairy who has me set up with samples for like the whole next year. I am so, so grateful to you for sending me all of these little vials of joy, Ivette. Thank you so, so much. And I've never ever worn this perfume before. I've always wanted to. It is vanilla, licorice, and sandalwood, and I am so excited to get to try this. As I am making this video, I'm thinking that it's a long holiday weekend and I'm going to test this one out on Monday and also maybe have like a little sampling sesh with all of the goodies she sent me. So thank you again, Yvette. You are so wonderful and I really appreciate having the opportunity to smell this perfume. So there we have it, everything I wore last week and my perfume tray for the upcoming week. I would love to hear about what you have been wearing. I always write down your suggestions in my journal. In fact, as I'm saying this, I will make a little video overlay of one of the recommendation pages from my journal on the screen. I write down all of the comments that you share with me of perfumes that I have never tried, and I make sure to include all of your names so that if I do sample the perfume and I talk about it, I can make sure I thank you for sharing the recommendation with me. And so please keep them coming. I really, really love hearing from you. Thank you so, so much for watching, for spending your time here with me, and for chatting perfumes with me in the comments. I hope you have a really great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.